Hey guys, James here again, and today we're going to look at something that's going to please the history guys out there, and that is this iconic outline of the Thompson M1a1. Now, originally made by Auto Ordnance Company, this has been faithfully reproduced 1:1 scale by Umarex in this 4.5mm CO2 powered replica. Now, as you would imagine, obviously this is going to get a lot of attention. It's one of those guns that even if you're not into shooting, everybody knows the silhouette of a Thompson. You've played it on your video games, you've seen it in the war movies. You know, a lot of people may have even carried them during conflict as well. This silhouette still features today on British insignia. There are patches that incorporate the M1a1, and this basically was the final variation as such. I believe it was 1928 variation of the Thompson. It'd been simplified obviously for war manufacturing. The blish lock was gone, charging lever was on the side, not the top. Loads of variations, but anyway, I could get side quested by that for days. So we're going to move back in, focus on this replica and see exactly what it's about. Now, it's quite a weighty replica. It comes in at well over £7 thanks to its metal construction, as you'll find on the receivers, and it's faux wood. Unfortunately it is plastic, but you've got your foregrip, the pistol grip as well, and the stock. Now, as I say, they are plastic, designed to look like wood, and I would say very accurately look like wood, which is a bonus. But it gives it quite a weighty, sturdy feel, and it comes up to the shoulder quite nicely. Now, being a 1:1 replica, you'll expect to find the controls exactly where you would on an actual Thompson. So on this side, all we have really is the cocking bolt. Now, this fires from an open bolt position, which means when you bring the bolt to the rear, it exposes it, and then when you fire on a magazine that's not empty, the bolt will release forward, similar to most subguns of the era, and even, you know, modern versions such as the Uzi. But most of the controls are going to be on this side, so we're going to do this sort of left-handed, just for the ease of the camera. Now, the magazine release catch, you can either flick it with your finger here, or you can use this paddle, and that removes your 30-round dropout magazine nice and easily. Now, this is the part of the replica that holds the CO2 and your 30 BBs. So obviously it's an important bit, quite expensive, don't lose it. To load it back in, you've got these rails and a rail on the back of the mag, exactly as you would find with a Thompson. Line the two up, push it in, you'll hear when it clicks, job done. Now, the safety catch on this version is fully functional. Fire in the forward position or flick it 180 degrees and it is in safe. Now, because we are in the UK and we're not allowed to have fun, the fun switch on this is pinned. You'll see that it does not work, making this a semi-automatic only CO2 replica. So it's not fully automatic, unlike others that you may have seen online. Boo. But it is what it is. It's the laws we've got to play with. Yeah. And then lastly, but not least, obviously you've got your sights. Now, these are fixed aperture sights. You can't adjust them, but being a low-powered CO2 replica, I don't really think you'd ever really need to anyway. Fixed front sight at the front as well. Quite easy to align when you bring it up to your shoulder. Now, talking of bringing the gun up to your shoulder, it's a bit of a weird one. The design on here versus where the bore is to where the shoulder point, unlike a lot of traditional firearms where the bore axis is kept as low as possible, this is quite elevated. So when you bring it up to your shoulder for the first time, you'll notice you don't really have to hunch down behind the gun too much because the sights are already there in front of you. Now, from a combat weapon, obviously back in the day when this was being used in the front line, kind of makes sense. Quick shooting, gun up, target hopefully down before it got you. But in sort of the replica normal world, as we call it these days, it does take a little bit getting used to. It's a bit of an unusual feeling. However, when it's up here, the solid construction, metal finish, it just feels incredible. So anyway, less of me waffling on, let's get this thing charged up with some CO2 and some BBs and have a bit of fun. Okay, so this never goes as well as it normally does off screen, but we're going to show you how to do it. Now, it comes with an included Allen key. You just unscrew this base plate here, and you can see you've got a piercer on the bottom here, hopefully that's in focus, and then a piercer at the top. So your first CO2 goes neck up, and the second one goes the opposite way for neck down. Place your metal lug back in, and then just tighten it up with this included Allen key, and just wait for the hiss. There it is. Magazine is now charged. We'll load with BBs. Again, this is something that always goes wrong, even when it's off camera. Now, you'll see you've got your follower here and a really good little hole here. Pull it all the way to the bottom. This usually takes a little bit of work. And there we have it. BB's loaded up, CO2 is charged. let's get this Thompson out, have a bit of fun. So now for the fun fit, we have the M1A1. We have a fully charged up upside down magazine that we're going to correct and put the right way in. So to load it, again, as I say, remember to line those rails up. Magazine is in, charge, open bolt, safety off. And there we have it, last round. Obviously it's locked open, so magazine out. As you can see, BBs are all finished. So you can charge it back, fire. Okay, so here we have magazine number 2. So again, line those rails up, charge it back. Last round, magazine out. Yep, decocked. So that's 60 rounds, and you see that second mag there, I got a little bit carried away in the middle. So CO2 consumption, we're on 2 mags with enthusiastic firing, and yeah, still felt good, responsive, and the rounds aren't falling out any slower. So CO2 consumption, safely 2 magazines. I dare say we could probably get another 1, maybe 2. So we'll do that off camera, see what happens, and I'll bring you my final thoughts and conclusions on the Thompson. So what do I reckon to this replica? Now it retails, from what I've had a look online, anywhere between £300 and £330, which when you look at the build construction, the quality, the fun factor, I would argue is actually very good value for money, to the point that I am very tempted to purchase one of these myself out of my own money. Now a big thank you to the guys at John Rothery, the current UK importer for Umarex, for supplying this gun for me to test, review, have a bit of fun with. As I say, it's been a cracking gun, it's worth every penny they're asking. It's one of those iconic pieces. If you want to use it as a plinker, if you're a reenactor, if you're looking for something that's going to have a bit of presence on your reenactment team, or if you're just somebody that likes collecting guns, this is definitely one to look at. Now, as I say, John Rothery are the suppliers. So if your local RFD has got an account with them, they will be able to get one in for you pretty swiftly. There is this version, which I love. It's like the antiqued original version. And they also do a gold-coated version, which, if that's your thing, fair play to you. For me, if you're going to do history, you do it properly, you do it right, not bright gold gangster style, but it's a Thompson. So anyway, any questions, any comments, feel free to put them in the box below. I will have plenty more coming to the channel very shortly. I'm going to continue playing with this for a little bit longer anyway, so I will catch you later on, guys. Thanks for watching.